Now to Hong Kong, where a court has found 9 pro-democracy activists guilty on charges of incitement and conspiracy to cause a public nuisance. That's a colonial-era law, I believe. They were charged in connection with the 2014 umbrella protests, so named for the yellow umbrellas carried by activists to shield themselves from tear gas. Well, the mass rallies held over a period of several weeks called for greater autonomy from China. Joining us in the studio to talk about all this is ZW reporter and Hong Kong native Huang Xuan Lee. Good to see you.
Hi, Terry.
So, Huang Xuan, tell us more about the activists and why they ended up in court.
So these nine activists all played a role in either leading or promoting the protests back in 2014. So they are or used to be university professors, lawmakers or students, and among them, three are seen to be like the face of the protests in 2014. So back in that time, they called for civil disobedience in Hong Kong because Beijing decided to allow Hong Kong people to directly elect their leaders. That sounds pretty like nonsense, right? But it comes, of course, with a price because people could only choose the candidate from a list that is approved by Beijing, pre-approved by Beijing. And so these activists called for civil disobedience, called for protests, and then that they joined forces with some other student-led protests, and that became the umbrella movement that we know today. And then during these movements, they got arrested. And yeah, so this is how they ended up.
So the activists were calling for a greater say in their elections affecting Hong Kong. What kind of sentences could the defendants who were found guilty of these colonial-era charges, what kind of sentences could they face?
Well, they could face up to 7 years of jail, but we don't know that yet. However, a lot of them already said that they are not afraid of that. They are going to come back and that they will continue to fight for their political rights.
And what do these verdicts mean for Hong Kong and the pro-democracy movement there?
Well, some say that this is sending a very, very strong message to political activists in Hong Kong, and that this will have a chilling effect on the freedom of speech in Hong Kong. And so Hong Kong is, in fact, already facing shrinking political freedom. There's a long list that I could tell you, but obviously we don't have the time. But just, for example, last month, Hong Kong government proposed to amend its extradition law that would theoretically allow fugitives to be sent back to mainland China, and that's for many political activists. They find it very dangerous, and there are many other examples. So the verdict today is just another blow to the political freedom in Hong Kong.
So it's possible that these defendants could end up serving time in jails in mainland China.
We don't know that. We don't know that yet.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay. Huang Xuan Lee, DW reporter, thank you so much.